ones, empaths, mark my words, you've got brighter days ahead of you. I promise you. I know you might be in a painful situation now, and you feel trapped. You feel chained, like you're chained in. You feel like, how am I going to escape this rut? How am I going to get out of this rut? It can either be because you're still with the toxic individual and you don't know how to cut them out of your life. And I should cover some strategies on how to cut them out of your life. It could be they're gone out your life and you miss them. But I promise you, there's brighter days ahead. There's brighter days ahead. God's got a hidden plan. The universe has a plan for you, chosen one. You're a being of light. You are so powerful if only you knew your potential. And God and the universe wants to unearth that potential out of you. And this is why we go through the slips and falls, the peaks, the valleys, the highs, the lows. Because eventually we're going to align with the path of God, the straight path, the path of the universe, the straight path. And this straight path, just imagine a straight path and you're walking down it. And behind you are mountains that you've climbed, peaks, valleys, rivers you've had to build bridges across. But you've made it to this path now, this straight path. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother right. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Now, you may be on this straight path now and you know where you want to go. You've got a place in mind where you want to go. Let's cover the strategies now. If someone is involved in your life and they are causing you grief and you're scared or you're worried, you need to seek assistance. Speak to someone. Don't stay silent. Speak of the abuse. You may not realize you're going through abuse, but if you are feeling like controlled by a person, you have to second guess everything you do. This is narcissistic or psychopathic or sociopathic abuse. This is what they're doing to you. They are manipulating you, and controlling you. They're trying to take and dim your light, but you shine so bright. You need to get to a place of safety and door slam them, bolt and weld it shut. If you've got a family member that you can confide in, someone who's like your ride or die, a mum, a dad, an auntie, an uncle, a brother, a sister, someone, and you're going through this abuse, reach out to them. I know you might have been isolated from your friends and family. I know you might have not spoke to them in a decade. But you need to reach out to someone who's bona fide, someone who's trustworthy, and you need to tell them, I really don't know how to get out of this mess. And I'm telling you that someone's eyes from the outside in will see what you can do. They will help you. They'll be like an angel that God puts in your way and helps you get out of the situation. You can always, use someone that you trust to be a witness. So if you need to pack your stuff and you need to get out of the house where you're being abused, call your witness to come. These lot are scared to do anything when they know you're connected with a family member or you've got someone in your life. It's why they isolate you. It's why they isolate you from your friends and family. So if you manage to meet your friend up for a coffee, or they come to your house and you tell them what's going on, you need to think of a calculated plan, just like the narcissist does, just like the psychopath does, just like the sociopath does, and you need to counteract that. You need to work out a strategy Get strategy thinking about how you're going to end the situationship, relationship, friendship, work circumstance, whatever type of situation you are in where they are manipulating you and controlling you and making you second guess every single decision you make in your life. Please press the like and the subscribe button. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. Sorry guys, I can't remember if I've actually said that at the beginning, but I said it again. So if I did say it, I said it. If I didn't say it, you know what I mean. But look, you need to think of a strategy to cut them out of your life. It's very important, and we are going to touch on if you are alone, so stick around. Just work out a strategy. It needs to be your primary focus on working how you can get out of that situation, because I know you feel trapped, but you've got to understand that you should not be kept prisoner in a toxic environment. And I promise you, right, just by you making a tiny little effort to actually break the chains, God will free you. God will free you. You will no longer be held captive like a slave. At God's speed, I'm telling you, if you pray or ask the universe or meditate and you ask God to help you get out of this situation and you make one little bit of effort, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Thank you to the subscriber that sent me that scripture the other day. But if you have one little bit of faith in the good, if you're finding any goodness from me, remember I'm just a vessel, we're just vessels. Any goodness from me is actually coming from God or the universe. I promise you. So just make sure you work and strategize a plan to cut them out. And you've got brighter days ahead of you. Beautiful days. You're gonna find the perfect job. You might find the perfect partner. You might find the perfect friends. You might start up a business. You might write a book about what you went through. Honestly, I'm telling you, you will not believe it, and it's gonna happen at God's speed, right? Just align with God's timing. Be patient. Work out a plan and confide in someone. Even if there's no one there, you haven't got a friend, you haven't got a family member, you haven't got no one, there's refuges that you can go to. There's women's refuges. I don't know if there's male refuges, but you could speak to an advice line. Try get away from the narcissist. Try get away from the toxic individual where you've got time to make a phone call and call an abuse line. We've got the internet there. Search up abusive relationships. Even though it's maybe not domestic and physically violent, you need to tell them, look, I'm being physically abused, mentally abused, or whatever you need to tell them. Call someone up, let someone know. They can maybe get the police involved, and maybe the police can get involved and help collect your things together, and you can go out and find someone else to live. Honestly, don't worry about, oh, how am I going to pay my bills this month? Don't worry about that. Just pack your bags and go. The longer you stay in that toxic scenario, the worse it's going to get. It's never going to get better. And you've got brighter days ahead of you if you just twist your heels in the sand and do a 180 and go the other way. Stop focusing on the counterfeit soulmate. Stop focusing on the fake friend. Stop focusing on the weirdo boss at work that's demanding too much from you. God will provide for you. The universe will provide for you in abundance other options. Okay? Now we'll touch on if you are alone. If you are alone now, you've actually escaped the abuse and you didn't realize you was actually in such an abusive cycle. You didn't realize that you was in an abusive cycle. You may have felt it in depths of despair where you feel like, how can I get out of this rut? But the narcissist or psychopath or sociopath saw this in you, so they possibly discarded you because they realized deep down, outside eyes are sometimes looking better than in, they knew you didn't want to be in the relationship or the situationship or the friendship. They knew that. They're not stupid. They study body language. They're very analytical. They can work you out, right? Even though they don't know what goes on in your mind, they don't know the power of a chosen one's mind. They get a rough idea by shit testing you, by doing little things to roughly work out that you're not happy in the relationship, right? So that's why they discarded you. You've got to understand that they discarded you and pushed you away. It's the hot and cold thing. they're doing hot and cold, they're pushing you away to pull you back in. So if you are alone now and you're wishing for them back in your life, please don't reach out and declare your feelings of love. I'm telling you, if you've got out of a relationship with a narcissist, you have dodged a bullet. If you feel like you need to declare your feelings and say some stuff to them, express yourself. I agree with that. A lot of content creators on narcissistic abuse will say to you, don't express yourself. But I say express from the heart. It's what I do in my videos. It's what I've always done. And it means that you can look in the mirror and say, you tried your best to rectify the situation, whether it work, whether it friendship, whether it relationship partner. You tried your best to rectify the situation. You tried your utmost to fix it. And you can be proud of that. Because if they're in the state of pushing you away and going off to new supplies, or they're going off to do other things, you've got to let them go. What's that saying? They dug their grave laying it, or made the cake and ate it, or something like that. I don't know what they're saying. Let them go off. Let them go. It's a powerful thing just to let someone go. If you want to declare and say a few words, call them a narcissist, say, tell them what they are, express your heart, I'm never going to stand in the way of that. But you need to hit a point when you shut the door. So aim and strategize for when you're going to put this door slam in place. Like the fellow commenter said, bolt and weld it shut. I will repeat again, strategize how you're going to door slam, bolt and weld it shut, and make sure they never get back into your life. Honestly, if you need to understand more about the trauma bond and smear campaigns and stuff like that, perhaps some videos on the other channel that I have will help you in that area. But this video is more focused on you've got brighter days ahead of you. Now, whether you're still stuck in a situation or you're out of it and you're missing them, you just need to align with your soul and heart and mind and God's timing. Trust in God's plan. He is going to make a way out for you. I've got a video about that, about trusting in God's plan. And it's a parable of Moses, story of Moses when he was confronted with the Red Sea. And I'll just say it in short. He was confronted with the Red Sea, with a whole army behind him, a whole entire army, pagans, a pharaoh, all chasing him and his people, him and the chosen ones. And he's confronted with the Red Sea, and they all thought they were screwed. But Moses had faith, and God spoke to him and commanded he strike his staff, and he split the sea, and the water come crashing down, killing the Pharaoh and all of the Pharaoh's followers. Now, I want you to realize that story. You can either take it as factual or symbolic, but you need to extract that God makes a way out of everything for you. He will make a way out for you. Do not fold up. I promise you. Sometimes we just got to put a little bit of work in. Just a tiny bit of work. Have a tiny bit of faith. Just a small amount, size of a mustard seed, and you can move this mountain out of your way. Okay? We know the narcissist makes molehills into mountains. They always do. Something so small, they'll make it into the biggest drama in the world. That's what they do. We have real struggles. We have real issues, real battles to fight. And we still, keep grinding, keep going on. So I just promise you, there's brighter days ahead. Just keep walking. You're on that path, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. You're on that straight path. And at the end of that is a bright sun on the horizon. You've got to keep walking towards what's positive. Align with what's right. Align with what's good. Stay away from negativity. And along this pathway, there's going to be all sorts of leeches, parasites, vampires, narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths. That's what I meant by parasites and vampires. Trying to snatch you and pull you back to their world. But if you're watching this video now, you're more awake than you need to be. You're already halfway there. Promise you. I wish I watched the content or digest this content back when I did. But this is my reason for making this channel. If I can help one person escape the abuse and clutches of a narcissist and the brain fog they leave you in, then I've made my mission. My mission is complete. Honestly. So keep focusing. Trust in the plan of God. Trust in the plan of the universe. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. But if you aim towards what's right, you put boundaries up, you door slam, bolt and weld shut, the power is in your hands. Utilize no contact and keep going towards that sunshine and walk that straight path. And when these entities, these dusty weirdos, try to pull you back along the path, popping out from a tree or popping out from a bush, figuratively speaking, you know, calling your phone, knocking your door, whatever, ignore them and head towards that bright light. Because as I always say, at that tunnel's end, that bright light at the tunnel's end, there's light at the end of the tunnel and it's not a train. Please see the sunshine through the hurricane. Anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you would like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I have the main channel, the narcissism channel. If you want more content involved with narcissism, you can check that out by using the link in the description box. Anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.